Welcome back to the 604 Garage. Today we're talking AFM. So what is AFM? It is active fuel management. That is GM's way of reducing the fuel consumption on some V8 and V6 vehicles. How does it work? Basically, it deactivates 50% of the cylinders in that V8 or V6 engine when there is no need for them, or when there is not enough load on the vehicle to need all 8 cylinders. So the claim is that AFM can reduce your fuel consumption by 5 to 7%. But for those of you that have the system and that have been doing a little bit of research on the internet, see a lot of problems and have probably read the many horror stories of those AFM failures. And what fails in the AFM system primarily are the lifters, these AFM lifters. So these are a special lifter designed to collapse on command when there's a low load situation and basically shut down the cylinders where the lifters have collapsed. So the lifters themselves we'll go into, but let's talk a bit about the system in general and how it works. So I'm going to put up a picture somewhere of the LOMA or the VLOM, the valve lifter oil manifold assembly, or the lifter oil manifold assembly. So essentially oil is brought to these solenoids, which you can see on the back side, and those solenoids open up and deliver oil down through the AFM towers in the block and direct it to the lifter. And as you can see here, the lifters have a special inner and outer body that are basically separate pieces, but can be locked together. And when they are locked together with these pins in this area here, the pins create the one-piece lifter, which is like a conventional lifter. When the oil is supplied to that area of the lifter, those pins are retracted and the inner body and the outer body are free to move separately. This is where the lifter collapses, and this is where those cylinders deactivate. So this is a problem that GM has had for many years. There is a class action lawsuit against GM, and a lot of people have found that their vehicles have basically a check engine light that comes on, it's running very rough, and it's actually running on 7 or even less cylinders. So personally, from my experience, I didn't feel that there was a great deal of fuel economy to benefit from. And in the back of my mind, after doing my research, I always felt that this was a ticking time bomb. In fact, a friend of mine had this happen to his vehicle. He went the expensive route, which is, when you have a failure is always a consideration. He actually changed out the AFM system, put a conventional camshaft, conventional lifters in there, requires you to do a whole bunch of other things and tear the engine down. Because as you know, on the LS engine, the lifters are only accessible once you remove a cylinder head. So once you're into the cylinder head, you're into new head gaskets, new head bolts, potentially decking the cylinder head to straighten that and to true that surface up again so you get a better sealing surface. It is a costly venture. One that I would do if I had a lifter failure. However, my engine does not have that many miles on it or kilometers on it, and I didn't want to go that route. So my approach is to deactivate the system. So there are many ways you can deactivate the system. You can get an AFM disabler. You can buy them on Amazon, or you can buy them through many different reputable brands, where you basically plug it in and you turn the AFM system off, or you can do it through tuning. Now I chose to disable my system through HP Tuners. Alright, and here we are in HP Tuners, just kind of showing you how to do it. You get into the engine tab here, then you get into the fuel tab, and then you'll see lean fuel savings over here. Click into that and you'll see it's actually called DOD, but DOD disable. So I've actually clicked it to disable from enable, and that is where you then save that tune into your PCM, and your vehicle will only work in V8 mode. Okay, here we are in the vehicle now, and after we've disabled the system, what you should see, once I toggle through the selections here, is that it is in V8 mode. Can you see that? Instant economy, blah, 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 but it'll say V8 mode. So you can confirm when you drive the vehicle and you get into a really light load situation, so you're basically on level ground and your foot is just touching the throttle, that it does not switch into V4 mode. V4 mode would signify that the AFM system is operational. So here we have V8 mode confirmed, and of course when I drive the vehicle, there's no sluggish, no hesitation, there's no strange four-cylinder noises coming from this V8. This sounds like a proper V8 and goes like a V8. Yeah, it may drink a little bit more fuel, but really, how much better was it with AFM? If you guys all feel that AFM improved your fuel economy, comment down below in the description. Let me know how much better you've gotten in your fuel economy. So in my personal opinion, deactivating the system and allowing those locking pins to stay engaged, which create that one-piece lifter, will prevent any lifter failures for basically the life of that engine. I hope you learned a little bit of something about AFM, what it is, how it works, and how to prevent long-term problems with it or expensive repairs. And that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Take care.